I'm an equestrian and my body just doesn't do what I want it to anymore. My mind is constantly racing or I'm constantly bored when I'm riding. Is this you? I am Karen from Mindset Equestrian, spreading positivity across and amongst the equine world, throughout and amongst all disciplines, breeds, size ranges, ages, physical limitations, you name it. Why do I mention physically or mentally? Well, I see it constantly, not only within myself, but within my riders, both online and in person. If you follow me on any of my other media platforms, you know that I am happy to share my trials and tribulations with autoimmune, PCOS, arthritis, carpal tunnel, mental and emotional issues. I'm happy to share that. I feel like it's much easier for me to share that so that everyone realizes they're not alone. I have been in the horse industry 30 plus years now, and I have been a little bit in all disciplines, and I have dabbled in all kinds of breeds. I work with all different types of riders with their limitations, be it emotional, mental, physical. And I think it's really important that we all realize we're starting from where we are now. Equitation was formed so that not only could we be balanced as riders, but we could help balance and aid our horse to better balance. So our end and beginning goals are always the same with our equitation so that we can use our own muscles correctly, our strength correctly to help better aid our horses. That said, as time progresses, my body has completely changed. I have the pleasure of being able to work with many riders with scoliosis, paralysis of some type, knee replacement, hip replacement, ankle breaks, pelvic breaks. The list goes on and on. And the most important thing is we start where we are. We can't take something broken and put it back to the beginning. We have to work with where we are. And what can come of that is a really brilliant rider, a really, really great connection with your horse. Please also remember why we get into horses. They tend to understand where we're coming from, especially physically. And the more we also realize that we are limited or progressing at a slower pace physically, the easier it will be for us to remember that our horses are doing the same. Most riders, including myself, were taught both hands, both legs, and left, right. As I've progressed in my riding and coaching, I have really benefited from biomechanics that I have learned from several different mentors. With that mindset, it's much easier to break rides down into inside leg, inside hip, inside shoulder, inside hand, bicycle pedal backwards versus hold and pull. Anything to prevent a strain or a brace. Remembering that if you are physically not even, you are actually even for yourself. So we get to be able to work with where you are. And where you are is probably a place of tension. So we can still work within what you have to release the muscles. Can you release your shoulder in a circular way away from your ear? Can you start to fill your left chest with air as you're just riding down the long side to whatever your ability is at the time? Can you just do semicircles with your inside hip while you're warming up down the long side on a circle, on a lunge line? Can you start to stretch your calf muscle and or hamstring muscle versus really pushing into your heel? A lot of riders that have hyper joints, the joints that kind of overflex, they can't really think about the joints because their body will overly move. So we really put into our mindset of what your muscles should feel. On the same note, I always ask someone, if I am recovering from an injury and I go walking with you, are you going to put the same pressure on me that you put on yourself and or your horse when you're getting back in the saddle, when you're reaching your goals, when you're recovering from isolation is key. So isolating one body part to allow one body part to be still and really breathe through movement is really important. Also giving yourself 3 to 5 strides, or I'm going to start it at this point and ride to that point. Maybe a half a circle. Maybe I'm going in a dressage arena and I can make it to the middle letter E and B on the long side. Give yourself intervals, not only for yourself to be able to regain balance, but for yourself to also be able to regain confidence. It's very important to be able to be proficient at something. Not only does it give you confidence, but it helps your muscles really gain control. If you're constantly pushing for more, you become long-winded, exhausted, tiresome, and then you start to lack confidence and become doubtful again. The same goes with our horses. With that said, I also have several riders that have autism, ADHD, or just have a constant running dialogue of not good enough or not doing enough in their head. I always say make a game out of it. Can you pick a front foot on your horse and keep track of the tempo or beat? Maybe only for 5 strides. Can you just think about where that left front leg is and what is the tempo and the beat? And once you get track of that, can you make that front leg halt? Can you make that front leg go a little bit longer? Can you make that front leg maybe go to the left for a stride or two and then be done? It's always kind of remembering that inner child and remembering that you're here because you love your horse. You're here because you love what your horse does for you. If you need to keep a journal, I do sell mine on Amazon. It's a positivity tracking journal. It's also tracking supplements, things like that. It helps remind you why you're here. It also helps to keep the pressure off. Keep a journal. Did I have fun at the barn today? Did I enjoy my ride? Did I learn something? Did I give my horse something? So those are some mental ideas that I like to use within my training and educational program to help riders learn and grow without the constant demands of, am I doing enough? Is this enough? Should I be doing more? I need to reach for more. Remember, we're all on our own path, and we got into the horse world because we love horses and we love what horses bring to us. We shouldn't veer off that path. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please always feel free to reach out to me on any of the Mindset Equestrian platforms. I have to show you my shirt. I have this shirt. Everybody is an equestrian body. I'm not sponsored by them, but I did love the shirt and thought it was fitting for the video.